I say we just go for it, and at any point in time, I know, but at any point in time, if they cut us on,
Are we live?
Defense headed by Harris, Jackson, Williams, Jones, Whiteside, McKinney, Russell, Kearns, and McCoy.
Welcome to Viking Television. We've got a great game here between the Homewood Flossmoor Vikings and Lincoln Way West Warriors. As the Warriors are going to start with the ball, and it's a handoff to their running back. A nice pick of about 5 yards there. A nice little 5-yard gain for the Warriors running back. And they're going to hand it off again as he's going to be taken down by a sea of red there. Kenneth, great night for football here tonight. You see the moon up there, clear skies, a little bit of clouds, but it was a little bit rainy today, so I'm glad the weather cleared up for this football game here in Viking country, as you see the sign lit up over on the hill. And obviously we had the very first ever VTV game day tonight. That went well. Great atmosphere here tonight. The Kedzie Crazies are loud as always. What do you think of the atmosphere here tonight, Kenneth? The West quarterback's going to roll in the pocket, and he's going to be taken down by multiple Vikings there. A huge sack on third down for the Vikings. Great play there by number 6, Justin Whiteside. But, Kenneth, what do you think of the atmosphere here tonight for the Vikings?
well, I'll tell you what, Wyatt, it seems like weather clears up for nights like this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, whenever something great is bound to happen, the weather will just clear up, and we're looking at a great football game here tonight. I can tell you that much. The energy's up. We had game day, and phenomenal game of football to be played here tonight with the Warriors against the Vikes.
Absolutely, as that punt is going to be downed at around the Vikings' 37-yard line. So we will see this Vikings offense come onto the field now. Last week, senior running back Leon Tana had an electric performance, putting up over 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. Are you expecting him to repeat that performance here tonight, Kenneth?
Oh, undoubtedly. Knowing Leon personally from playing with him this previous year, he is a hard-working, hard-playing individual, and anytime he's on that football field, he's going to do everything he can to get as many yards as possible.
Absolutely, as you see him getting the carry there for a pickup of about 3. That's his number 3. And it's not only just been Leon, but it starts with the guys up front, the offensive line. And Kenneth, I know when we announced the game 2 weeks ago, we talked a lot about the offensive line because we were both very impressed with the way they were playing. And I expect them to play the exact same way tonight and get Leon a lot of holes, and expect Leon to get in the end zone a few times.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wyatt. I mean, the boys up front, they're always working. Coach Cicero.
Oh. Sorry to cut you off there, Kenneth, but a huge look downfield from quarterback Dominic Jones. Overthrew his receiver Marion Scott by about an inch there. But continue what you were saying, Kenneth.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, the boys up front, they've really been working hard with Coach Cicero. I know Coach Cicero, he is a man who believes in perfection, you know. And anytime you're working with him, he is going to tell you that it takes 1,000 repetitions to break a habit. And he works tirelessly with the O-line to make sure that they don't have any bad habits.
Absolutely, Kenneth, absolutely. As you were a former offensive lineman yourself. Dominic Jones rolling out of the pocket, looking for his receiver. Can't find him. It's going to be intercepted by the Warriors. Big play there for the Lincoln Way West defense as they get an interception on the first Viking drive of the game. So not a great start there for the Vikings offense. A turnover on the first drive. Something that we really haven't seen in a long time.
Absolutely.
A Vikings opening drive that ended in a turnover. I mean, Dominic Jones had to roll out of the pocket as it was collapsing and threw it, got tipped, and once that ball goes up in the air, it's anyone's ball, and right there is intercepted.
Absolutely. I mean, the important thing to remember is this. Like you said, it's the opening drive, and there's still time in the game here.
Timeout on the field.
Well, I mean, like I was saying here, it really is just playing hard, and there's a lot of time left in the game, and they can't let something like that define their performance here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Kenneth, they can't have mistakes like that on offense because it's going to be a tough game because this Lincoln Way West team isn't someone to overlook. They're the 10th ranked team in the state right now as they are going to hand the ball off to their running back. He's going to get a pickup of about 4 there. That was running back number 40. Their junior running back, Caleb Marconi.
Lincoln Way West coming out playing harder than expected. I mean, we saw in the sophomore game right before this, Wyatt, that they had a great start. They came off to a great start, and we're seeing that the varsity team is doing no different here tonight. They are coming out performing, starting with a quick pick there and trying to really, I think, demoralize the Vikings straight off the bat, playing very hard. And that's a great approach to it, but I think the Vikings have mental fortitude, and I think it's going to be hard to shut them down that early in the game, especially like we spoke about 2 weeks ago. We saw the effectiveness of Coach Bazia's halftime talks, and how they come out of that locker room fired up with a whole new energy.
Yeah, absolutely. As the Warriors are going to hand it off once again, he's not really going to go anywhere. That was the junior running back, Caleb Marconi, with the handoff there. Got about 8 minutes and 13 seconds left here in this first quarter. Deadlocked at 0. And really the Warriors need to capitalize on this very rare Vikings mistake. I mean, you don't see the Vikings have a lot of turnovers, so if the Warriors can't capitalize on this opportunity, it's going to be bad. And it's going to be picked off by the Vikings there. A huge play on defense, getting the ball right back.
The Vikings returning the favor there with yet a pick of their own. Definitely love to see that. We know we're in store for a great game of football if we keep getting toss-ups like that on the field.
Absolutely. I mean, as I was talking about the Warriors having to capitalize on on that drive, they go and throw a turnover of their own. I mean, we're taking another look at this one. Oh my goodness! I mean, you just can't have mistakes like that, especially when you just got a turnover of your own.
Absolutely. Capitalization is a very important thing here.
Leon Tana's going to get a huge hole there. Almost broke that one away.
First down, Homewood Flossmoor.
Leon Tana
big
performing
Vikings
on a week-to-week
first
basis.
down there.
Leon Tana performing on a big week-to-week basis there, getting the first down. We're going to see a lot of great runs out of Leon, I'm sure, especially when they start off like that. Leon is rarely the kind of person to get demoralized off the bat like that. I'm sure he's just fired up right now and wanting to put some people in the dirt if he can.
As he's going to get the handoff once again.
6-7-yard gain.
A nice 7-yard gain there for Leon.
Absolutely. Leon, he's going to hit the holes hard, and he's going to continue to do that all game. And whether it's a big run or a short run, he's going to get yards at every opportunity.
Absolutely, as he's going to be lined up in the backfield again. But Dominic Jones is going to take a shot And he finds Marion Scott, which is going to be good enough for another Viking first down. So after that first drive where Jones threw the interception, the Vikings are kind of marching down the field here as they get 2 back-to-back first downs. And this is the Vikings offense we're used to seeing right here. As they just keep moving the ball. They're getting close to getting into the red zone.
Oh, undoubtedly. I mean, the Vikings offense is a unit, you know. We've had individual stars. We heard Coach Bazia talk about that during game day, but they're performing as a unit, and those are the kind of offenses I'd love to see.
As Leon Tana is going to be met at the line of scrimmage there. Couldn't get anywhere on that play. I'll bring up a Vikings second down, 2nd and 10. 6 minutes and 11 seconds to go here in this first quarter. The Vikings are figuring out some personnel on the field.
Looking like a special formation here for the Vikings.
They're going to fake the handoff. Dominic Jones taking a shot downfield, looking for Tana, but he's not going to be able to complete it. Looking for a flag on that play, but he's not going to get the call. A little bit of contact there on that play, but ultimately it was overthrown just a little bit by Dominic Jones, who already does have an interception in the game. 3rd down and 10 for the Vikings here at the Warrior 29.
Coach Bazia spoke earlier about performing on 3rd down and fighting and getting the yards and avoiding the punt. And I think we're going to see them do that here.
And we're going to see the Warriors take their first time out of the game. With that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
We try to spread joy with our product, with our location, with our staff members. Like I said, we are trying to build a happy place. Everyone deserves a happy place, and we just want to be that for our community residents.
Located on South Bennett in Chicago, the Mayfair Academy of Fine Arts is a school for the performing arts. Mayfair offers dance classes taught by professionals in ballet, tap, hip-hop, combination, and contemporary dances for boys and girls.
Want to learn to play the piano like a cool cat? Paws and Scales, a piano tutoring service run entirely by felines. With inspiring ability to jump so very high, our competition can't touch us. Paws and Scales, we teach humans how to play like animals.
Welcome back to Viking Television here. We've got the Vikings going up against the Warriors tonight. Tied at 0 with 5:47 to go here in this first quarter. Dominic Jones is going to hand it off to running back Leon Tana. As he's going to break a tackle there. He's going to get a first down and then some. Tackled out of bounds at around the Viking 8-yard line. Great play there by Leon Tana. Expect him to break away for a few more runs like those tonight, as the Vikings will take over inside the Warrior 10-yard line. Kenneth, that was a good run there.
Oh, undoubtedly. I mean, like we were just talking about Leon Tana. I mean, how he's going to come out here and perform whenever he can at every opportunity, and we saw him get met at the line of scrimmage, but the important thing is that he didn't lose yardage, and he comes out after that and he gets 20-plus yards, you know, and that's the kind of plays we're talking about, you know, the returns and being able to be met at the line of scrimmage and come out and not be timid and drive somebody in the dirt, break a tackle, and continue to run and stay on your feet and fight for those yards.
Yeah, and as we're talking about how great of a run that was for Leon Tana, there was actually a flag on that play. It was holding on the Vikings. So they'll bring him back 10 yards. So repeat 3rd down, 3rd and 20 here. Dominic Jones is going to drop back to pass. Pocket collapsing. Going to give it off to Tana. He's going to break a tackle, but then taken down by a trio of Warrior defenders. So bringing up a 4th down for the Vikings. That's tough there, Kenneth. I mean, that's 2 pretty big mistakes early in this game by the Vikings. Obviously, the first drive, the interception by Jones, and the holding call there that brought back what could have put the Vikings inside the 10-yard line. now bringing up a 4th down, but they're keeping the offense out there. So going for it here on 4th down. Pay attention to Marion Scott at the top of your screen, and another flag on the field here. It looks like a legal man on the field. 12 players.
Ball, too many men on the field for Vikings. 5 yards the wrong direction.
Yep, there's 12 men on the field there for the Vikings. So bring this 4th down back a few more yards.
I'll tell you what. Wyatt, the coaches are hard to read, you know,
Yeah.
on these kind of plays, and when you're watching it, I mean, sometimes you look at coaches like Buzz, and he'll want to throw that, but other times he'll choose the safe option and punt it. But I know he is a man who hates to bring out his punting unit.
Yes.
And
Jones is going to drop back in the pocket to pass it. The pocket collapses. He's just getting rid of the ball, and he's going to throw it out of bounds. So turnover on downs there. Warriors will take over with good field position. But as I was saying, kind of 2 big mistakes there. I mean, and there are 2 flags in a row by the Vikings. I mean, they had the holding call, and then the 12 men on the field. That's mental errors that they need to take care of. They can't have those things this early in the game. I mean,
absolutely.
By this time in previous games this season, they were up 2 scores already. I mean, in the game that we announced 2 weeks ago, they're up 2 scores already. As Lingaway West is going to convert for a 1st down here on that nice pass from their quarterback.
Yeah, well, like you were saying, it's mental fortitude, and we talked about struggling early and being a little demoralized coming into your matches here, and I know that it's hard sometimes, you know, when you have picks early in the game, but we can't be making those kind of mistakes here, and that's tough, and they're going to have to recover and continue to play well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously a lot of game left here, but if they don't take care of those mistakes, it's going to be a long night for the Vikings.
Oh, undoubtedly.
And this Lingaway West team, it's not a team to play around with. I mean, they'll take advantage of those mistakes, and because they're a good team. They're ranked number 10 in the state. This is no Sandberg. It's going to be a tough contest here for the Vikings.
Oh, undoubtedly. And they're going to have to meet that head on.
And a wide open Warrior there. And it's going to take 2 Vikings to bring him down inside the 10-yard line. Huge play there from number 44, Dylan Holstein, for the Warriors. Senior running back, staying at 6 foot, 235 pounds, huge play. He caught that pass there from their quarterback, number 7. Number 7, Grayson Grimm, the senior quarterback. They're going to hand it off to number 40, Marconi. Met at the line of scrimmage by a sea of Vikings.
Vikings defense is going to have to capitalize here and make sure that they get the great stops they're so famous for already.
Yeah, I mean, really, this Vikings defense has been known so far this season for shutting down opponents' offenses, and really haven't seen it tonight, Kenneth.
Coach Bazia mentioned earlier on how they haven't let us score up in 10 quarters, and I don't think they are looking to have that streak broken on this drive.
As Marconi is going to have a gain of about 2 yards there. So make it a 3rd and goal for the Warriors. Let's see what the Warriors head coach draws up here on this crucial 3rd and goal. The Vikings defense is going to have to step up here if they want to continue their streak of shutout football. Grimm's going to take it himself this time, and he's going to find the end zone, and the Warriors strike first here in Homewood Flossmoor. So the scoreless streak ends for the Vikings defense as the Warriors get a touchdown there. It was senior quarterback Grayson Grimm with the quarterback keeper for the touchdown with 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Vikings are going to start this game down.
Yeah, well, something we're not used to yet this season, but our offense, like we mentioned earlier, is moving as a unit, and that's the important thing, and I'm sure they will find it as the field goal is good for the Warriors. The Vikings are just going to have to continue to perform, and that's what it comes down to. And regardless of how they start, it's all about how they finish. And they've got 3 quarters of football left. More. 2 minutes left in this first quarter, and that is more than enough time to take back this score. And I don't have a doubt in my mind that Coach Buzz can put something together to do that.
Yeah, I mean, the Vikings obviously they have weapons. They're a very explosive team, and once they get rolling, they're tough to stop. But they need to get to that point. They need to get rolling, and so far they really haven't in this first quarter. As there's 2 minutes to go, as we await Lincoln Way West to line up for this kickoff. Not sure what's going on.
Yeah, well, there they go, lining up
are
here for kickoff.
Will Pauling back to receive for the Vikings, the sophomore. A nice kick there from the Warriors. Excuse me, that's Winston Russell, the senior DB, with the return. He's going to break a few tackles for a really nice return here. He's going to give the Vikings a starting point of about their own 35-yard line.
Lincoln Way West coming out to a good start there, but hopefully with a return like that, the Vikings can capitalize and do something great. But the Warriors have been showing phenomenal offensive and defensive capabilities here, providing them with the ranking that they have received this season, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As Tana lines up in the backfield besides Jones, he's going to get the ball here, and he's going to be muscled to the ground by a duo of Warrior defensemen.
Led by Chad.
If I'm looking from an offensive coordinator's perspective right now, I'm thinking they've got to mix it up. You know, I mean, they've got a touchdown on the board right now, the Warriors, and they've been performing, but it's recovery time now, you know, and that is vital. Okay, I mean, the Vikes are notorious for playing hard. That's what they do best, but they're being met with a comparable team now, and I don't know if I've seen this yet, but the season is in full swing now, and they're going to run into opponents like this, and it is important that they keep their morale up, they keep playing hard, and they are not beat down, and that they continue to return every play and play to the best of their capabilities.
Yeah, as Tana's going to get the handoff once again on third down, and it's going to take a few Warrior defenders to take him down there. So Vikings offense kind of stalling a little bit here, as looks like they're going to send out the punting team for this 4th and 5. So this is how the Vikings drives have gone. Interception, turnover on downs, and now punt. That doesn't bode well here in this first quarter, as the first quarter is going to come to an end. With that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break here on Viking Television.
Discover your future at Prairie State College. You'll find great faculty, affordable tuition, and flexible scheduling. With a variety of degree and certificate options, it's easy to discover the career of your dreams. The best part? We're right down the street. Register today at prairiestate.edu.
At Proven IT, we dedicate ourselves to helping our customers succeed. That's why we're the official business systems provider of the Chicago Bears, transforming workplace productivity. Proven IT.
Located in Chicago Heights, Supreme Clientele Barber and Beauty Salon creates a friendly, carefree environment to get a quality haircut. No matter what type of hair you have, with awards and 5-star reviews, Supreme Clientele is the place to get your hair cut, colored, and styled.
Welcome back to Viking football here on Viking television, as HF is going to punt it, and it's a high punt, but short, and it's going to roll out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. So that'll bring out the impressive Vikings defense led by seniors Isaiah Coe and Winston Russell, who've both been having great years. Obviously, Winston Russell, who is going to be heading to Oregon State next fall to play football in the Pac-12, and Isaiah Coe, who has not committed to a college yet, but he does have interest from large schools like Michigan State, for example, a Big Ten school.
Absolutely.
That would be exciting to see. That would be exciting to see two guys on the defense going to Power 5, and also Justin Whiteside, who has committed to Central Michigan. So a lot of Division I talent on this Vikings defense.
Undoubtedly. I mean, these guys have been performing, a lot of them playing on varsity since their sophomore years, you know. Winston Russell is a transfer. Isaiah Coe didn't play on varsity as a sophomore, but came up and showed out every single
last
game
season.
last season,
He had some great performances in the playoffs last season.
And I mean, there's reasons that these players are going to these great schools, you know, these Division I schools.
The Warriors are
by the Warriors.
gonna hand that one. Excuse me, this is a quarterback keeper right there by senior Grayson Grimm. So the Warriors lead the Vikings 7-0 with about under a minute played here in this second quarter.
The Warriors are really out here playing hard right now. And
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think the Vikings are matching that same intensity right now, and they're most definitely going to have to step that up if they're expecting to do something great tonight.
A huge run there by number 40, Caleb Marconi. Almost said macaroni there for a second. It kind of looks, his last name kind of looks like it says macaroni, but it's Marconi with a very nice run there. Got himself and his team a first down. But yeah, Kenneth, I couldn't agree more. The Vikings just aren't matching the intensity that the Warriors had tonight, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if coming off the huge win last week against Bolingbrook, I don't know if their heads are a little gassed up, but they got to wake up, as a huge tackle there by senior Kellen Williams to bring up a Warriors second down. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, do they think that this game they're just going to come in and this is an automatic win? Because it's not. This is a good Lincoln Way West team. I mean, it was a close game against them last season as well, and by the looks of it, it's going to be pretty close tonight. I mean, the West has been marching down the field this drive, and they did that their last drive and put up points.
Absolutely. It's very easy to come off a big win. I mean, you're talking about a rivalry game and get lazy, you know?
Yeah.
And that is something you can't do. You have to come out and perform week to week.
Absolutely, as Marconi is going to pick up about 7 yards there, bringing up a 3rd and short for the Warriors. Be looking for another handoff to Marconi on this one, or like we saw last drive, getting in the end zone, a quarterback keeper from Grayson Grimm.
When it comes to these short plays, you don't need to do anything special. You just need to have enough power to drive it in and get your first down and continue to play offensively.
And there's going to be another flag on the field. It's going to be false start on the Vikings. Number 51, Isaiah Coe, jumped the gun right there. And that's just another mistake that the Vikings can't make, especially coming from a guy like Isaiah Coe. I mean, we're just talking about how talented of a player he is. You can't be making mistakes like that. I mean, giving the Warriors an automatic first down there and putting them in even better field position. Mental mistakes that you cannot afford in a game like this.
Mentality makes a football game. I'll say that every time.
Marconi is going to be taken out of bounds at around the 25 as there's multiple flags on the field.
Still out of bounds by the boy.
Looks like this one is going to be on the Vikings. So a lot of flags tonight, Kenneth. A lot of flags early in the game. I don't know what to make of it, honestly, because the Vikings so far this season have played almost perfect football.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're coming off of two. They're coming off of two shutout games. One of them against a team arguably more talented than this Lincoln Way West team in Bolingbrook, and you know, I just don't know what to make of it, Kenneth.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to get accustomed. We watch the Vikings week in and week out, you know, and it's easy to get accustomed to seeing, like you said, almost perfect football. But when you come up against a versatile team, you know, someone who's going to play hard offensively and defensively, it's easy to expect another win, and it's not like that every week. You're in season. You're going to play against opponents, and things are only going to get harder moving towards the playoffs.
Yeah, it looks like Lincoln Way West was called for a personal foul there, so it's going to bring them back very far onto their own side of the field.
If my math is correct, first and 39.
Mistakes. We talk a lot about the mistakes the Vikings are making right now, but there are mistakes on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, and that to me is saying that these teams are very similar. You know, and it's going to be a tight football game tonight. And we talked about the atmosphere earlier, and the student section is just going to have to stay up and fight with the Vikings all night tonight because they are going to be interlocked in a battle all night.
Yeah, as they're going to hand it off to Marconi once again. He's going to go nowhere. So bringing up a second down in very long here. Second down, nearly 30. From multiple Warriors penalties. Got him in this field goal, or excuse me, in this field position. The Kedzie Crazies, they've been a main theme of these past games. Really been taken out of the game so far by the visiting Warriors. But, you know, a drive like this where the Warriors making mistakes, this could really, you know, fire up the defense and get the Vikings rolling. As Grayson Grimm is going to keep it for himself. And he's going to beat a couple Vikings, get into the sideline, and pushed out of bounds at around the 27. So second and about 30 is going to turn into a third and about 3. A huge play there. But there was another flag on the field. So bring the ball back. Wow, Kenneth.
Third down 6, Warriors.
There's a lot of laundry on the field.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Tonight.
It's almost hard to watch.
Yeah, both sides of the football for both teams. Flag after flag after flag, it seems like. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Warriors.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of great plays being brought back due to careless mental mistakes. And they're both sides of the ball are just going to have to step up. They're playing good football. I don't think there's much else they can do but play good football, but the mistakes have to go.
Yeah, absolutely, as Grimm is going to be taken down. Or, excuse me, Justin Whiteside with a huge tackle there behind the line of scrimmage, bringing up a 4th down for the Warriors. Looks like they're going to keep their offense out there to go for it on this 4th down.
Something I've noticed right now is that we're not seeing a lot of passing out of either of these teams unless it's these deep passes in order to save these drives. And I think that is something that both teams have become accustomed to themselves.
Grimm's going to drop back to pass, and he's going to be taken down by Isaiah Coe with some help from Justin Whiteside. Let's take another look at that one. A huge play there for the Vikings. Isaiah Coe with some help from his teammate, Justin Whiteside. That's the defense we're used to from the Vikings, and that's what we need to see more of. I mean, a huge 4th down play there. The Warriors were in field goal position. They easily could have gotten a touchdown there on a deep look. But the Vikings will take over here on 1st down as Dominic Jones is going to look deep down the field. Looking for his receiver, can't get him as it was underthrown a little bit and behind him. Tough ball to catch there.
Pass intended for Isaiah Stanback. Great receiver, another player doing big things here. Once again, just have to capitalize on those opportunities, and I'm sure once the mistakes clear up a little bit, hopefully sooner than later here this football game, and we will have a great game of football on our hands. But as you said, there is a lot of laundry on the field.
Yeah, game's been played a little sloppy. I mean, for both teams on both sides of the ball, it's just as the Vikings are going to take a timeout, so we're going to take a timeout here on Viking television. Keep watching Viking football.
Located in Chicago Heights, Supreme Clientele Barber and Beauty Salon creates a friendly, carefree environment to get a quality haircut. No matter what type of hair you have, with awards and five-star reviews, It's all right, Luke. Supreme Clientele is the place to get your hair cut, colored, and styled.
And we're back to Viking football here on Viking television. Been a little sloppy here tonight, Kenneth.
Oh, undoubtedly. I mean, and it's to be expected. These are two teams that are probably running into competition, comparable teams for the first time in a long time. And I'm sure there's a little bit of laziness associated with some of these things. But once they get into the mind state that they are in a battle, because that's what it is tonight. It is a battle. They're interlocked in a battle. And once they make the realization that it is nothing less than that, I'm sure things will get cleaned up on both sides here.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying earlier how Coach Buzz is known for his halftime speeches, and if I'm on the Vikings, I don't know if I want to be in the locker room for Buzz's halftime speech tonight. Unless they can clean it up in these next 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Might be rough during halftime for the Vikings. I mean, a lot of mistakes being made, not only just by the Vikings, but also the Warriors. I mean, they had a very long 1st and 30 drive on their last drive, and obviously their quarterback, Grayson Grimm, had a huge run that was also called back because of a holding call.
Undoubtedly. The boys up front have been doing their job to
Cameron Wright, don't mean to cut you off there, Kenneth, but Cameron Wright keeping it himself there and is going to be sacked behind the line by several Warrior defenders, bringing up a Viking 4th down.
Yep.
As the punting team comes out. Kenneth, go ahead. I cut you off.
The punting, I don't know. The punting team, I don't know. We haven't seen it yet, really. I mean,
we saw it this game.
We've seen it this game.
That's it.
Know? And that's a tough sight. I think from a coach's perspective, that's a tough sight. That's something to call, and it is just I don't know. It's got to be a little disheartening to call the punting team out for the first time.
as a fair catch is going to be called at the 35-yard line, the Warriors' own 35-yard line is where they will take over as senior quarterback Grayson Grimm will lead his 10th ranked Warriors out. For this next drive, they lead the Vikings 7-0. 6 minutes to go here in this first half in Homewood Flossmoor in Viking country.
Grayson Grimm performing tonight, throwing and running, but like I was saying, the boys up front have just got to do their job. They've got to clean it up.
Yeah, as Marconi's going to get the handoff there. Pick up about 3 for the Warriors.
Offensive line has been blocking on both sides, but they've got to block cleanly, and you know, we need, even if it's short runs like that, all yards count, and they've just got to continue to perform. I mean, it's frustrating almost to see what's happening here, because we've seen good, clean football for the last 4 games out of the Vikings, and now we're looking at a lot of flags.
Yeah, as the Kessie Crazy's getting into it a little bit now. Marconi's going to get the handoff once again, bringing up a 3rd and about 4 for the Warriors.
Very possible stop looking at the quality of the Vikings defense. We spoke to James Steiner, leader of the Kedzie Crazies, earlier.
On BTV Game Day.
Absolutely. And he was speaking on how he was going to stick with the team all the way through. And it seems like the Kedzie Crazies are doing that for the Vikings here. It's always good to have a strong student section behind you on a week-to-week basis. And the Kedzie Crazies have been standout this year.
Absolutely, as they always are, Kenneth. Grimm's going to drop back to pass. He's going to roll out of the pocket, and it's going to be nearly intercepted there by the Vikings. That would have been a huge turnover there with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in this first half.
Absolutely,
But
LaVoyce McCoy
brings up a 4th down for the Warriors. They're going to bring out their punting team. And Will Pauling, along with quarterback Cameron Wright, are back to receive this punt for the Vikings. You don't see a quarterback out there very often receiving punts, but Cameron Wright, he's got some wheels. So the Vikings. And there's another flag there on the Vikings. A false start on the punt. Bringing up an automatic 1st down for the Warriors. That's what we were talking about earlier, Kenneth.
got to clean it up.
Mental mistakes. I don't think I've ever seen a false start on a punt before.
Absolutely. They're just antsy. They're playing antsy.
Yeah.
And they've got to clean it up.
They got to settle down.
Undoubtedly.
A nice fake there. Justin Whiteside's chase him down. Grimm's going to break a tackle looking for a man. And there's going to be another flag. It's going to be a pass interference on the Vikings there. And that's a tough call. That was not a catchable ball. The Crazies do not like the call one bit. Very questionable there. It wasn't a catchable ball at all. I mean, it seemed like the receiver kind of gave up on it.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, there was a little bit of contact, but nothing preventing the receiver from going out and catching the ball. I mean,
absolutely.
That's not a great call there by these officials. They've gotten a lot of work here tonight, throwing the flag almost every other play, it seems like.
Absolutely. Seems like the refs are just trying to stretch their arms a little bit with that one.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily agree with that, if I'm being completely honest.
I don't agree with that call either, Kenneth. That's a tough call to make. Grimm's going to fake the handoff and take it himself, and he's going to be met by our very own Isaiah Coe. He comes up with the ball, but they're going to say he was down. tough. That was a great play there by Isaiah Coe, kind of making up for his false start earlier in this quarter. But, I mean, that was 2 flags in a row for the Vikings. Obviously, one of them questionable call, but they just have to clean it up. They need to focus.
Absolutely.
If they don't focus, this is a game that could slip out of their hands. As Grimm's going to drop back to pass, looking for an open man. He's going to find.
Flag on the play yet again there.
Wow. I mean, this is the most flags I've seen in any football game.
Undoubtedly. We're not even halfway through yet. Refs are loving making calls right now.
Looks like this one is going to be on the Warriors. I mean, but going into this game, we can't say it's something that we didn't expect. I mean, the Warriors, a very physical team, going up against. I thought that was another flag on the field. It was just the ref tossing the other ref the flag.
Absolutely.
But along against the Vikings, very physical and tough defense. I mean, I guess it's a game that you could expect a lot of flags, a lot of personal fouls called.
Absolutely.
They're going to hand the ball off to Marconi once again. He's going to pick up about 8 there, bringing up a 3rd and long for the Warriors.
Just observing Marconi right now, he looks like he runs a little high, but he's keeping his arms out in front of him. I've seen him stiff arm a couple of our players here on the Vikings. And what it comes down to is just getting him at his hips and bringing him down before he can bring you down.
Graham's going to drop back to pass and finds a wide open receiver. He's going to make the catch, bringing up a 4th and 1 for the Warriors. Nice play there. Senior quarterback Grayson Grimm for the Warriors. He's putting on a little show.
He's performing tonight.
He's got it done on the ground and with his arm as well. And he's just going to keep it up, it seems like. And he's thrown some darts and he's had some big runs.
Absolutely, that's undeniable. And the defense is going to just have to learn how to counter that. It's going to come down to watching him and Marconi. They're looking like a dynamic duo right now.
Absolutely.
And making sure that they are stopped as soon as possible.
And the Warriors are going to take a timeout there. So we're going to take a quick break here on Viking Television. Keep watching.
Located in the heart of downtown Chicago, the University of Illinois in Chicago is known for its beautiful and its
This game is awful.
This shit here,
UIC is a vital part of the educational, technological, and cultural fabric of the region.
Dude.
Everyone's a winner when they shop at Nissan at South Hop. Need a new car? $250 down, and all types of income are accepted at 94 Nissan today. And buy a car from me, Duro. And part of the proceeds go back to HF High School. So just mention HF when you come in and see.
I don't know,
play
dude.
ball at 94 Nissan.
There's not much to say.
CrossFit Chicago Heights provides workout sessions at a high intensity.
We're watching the same
develop
shit over and
all
over
kinds
again.
of strength and
It's
agility.
so fucking.
Workouts consist of small groups or individual lessons run by trained fitness professionals. Come sign up now at CrossFit Chicago Heights.
Welcome back to Viking football here on Viking Television. A minute and 23 to go here in this first half as the Warriors will punt it on this 4th and 11. Almost blocked there. A nice punt is going to roll into the end zone for a touchback. But Justin Whiteside came screaming into the backfield there and nearly blocked that punt.
Absolutely a fast, hard player. D1 commit. And
Central Michigan.
he's going there, and I'm sure he's going to perform as well.
And he's going there to join a few other former Vikings.
Jamez Kimbrough down there, one of the star offensive linemen, stand out from the past years. Maybe HF history, just in general.
Absolutely. As the offensive line for this year's HF team marches out onto the field. Let's see if they can open up any holes for senior running back Leon Tana and get some points on the board before this halftime.
Minute 16 left in the quarter here.
And it looks like some miscommunication here on the Vikings side, on the Vikings sideline. So they're going to take a timeout here. Kenneth, a whole lot of flags.
Oh, it is hard to watch.
It is.
It is hard to watch. And whether you think the refs are just doing too much, there's an argument to be made on that, overactive refs. But it's got to come down to football. And you have got to play good, hard, clean football. You know? And I'm watching the Vikings and the Warriors both struggle with doing that.
Absolutely.
It's just, it's almost disappointing from a fan's perspective, from a coach's perspective.
From a broadcaster's perspective, I mean, we're so used to going out every week and seeing this team go out and dominate. But I mean, they really haven't had the ball on offense that much. As Dominic Jones is going to be taken down as he throws, but he's going to find Will Pauling wide open for a huge Vikings first down. He's tackled out of bounds. A minute to go here in this first half. A really nice play there. As I was saying, the Vikings really haven't had that much time on the offensive side of the ball. Their defense has been out there a lot. But if they can get plays like that and get it rolling, I don't think it should be an issue. I mean, the Warriors have only put up 7 points. That's the thing.
One touchdown, one field goal. And that is a very attainable goal here with, or not. And
that doesn't equal 7.
That doesn't equal 7.
Just one touchdown.
Just one touchdown.
Grayson Grimm on the quarterback keeper in the first quarter scored the touchdown for the Warriors, but just one touchdown. That's not a lot.
You know, I'll tell you what. I'm making mistakes, and it's these flags. They've got me flustered, dude.
The flags have you flustered.
They've got me flustered, dude.
As Leon Tana is going to find a big hole there. He's going to be taken down at about the 37. Huge gain there for the Vikings. There's a late handoff. Seemed like a little bit of miscommunication. And it looks like a referee's timeout.
Referee's timeout. Like I was saying, though, flags got me flustered here. It's almost, you know, we're talking about mental mistakes, and it's very easy to get caught up in what's going on. We haven't seen anything like this.
We haven't. This is very interesting. I mean, slow game.
Oh,
messy. Slow game.
Some people would argue that these are the best kinds of football games, though.
There's those people out there. I mean, 56 seconds to go here in this first half. Vikings down a touchdown. Let's see if they can score before heading into the locker room for halftime. Dominic Jones going to drop back to pass, putting it up there for his receiver, Will Pauling. And it's going to be an incomplete pass. Everybody's looking for a call, and there's not going to be a flag on that play. Very surprising. That's not a good call. No call is not a good call there for the referees. I mean, last drive, or 2 drives ago, you see the very questionable pass interference call that the Warriors got down here. Very questionable call there. And now a clear, absolute pass interference for the Vikings that would have put them inside the red zone. No call. That's raises some question marks there. Jones drops back to pass, and he's going down. He gets rid of the ball, throws it out of bounds.
Jones under pressure. Throws it away. Third down Vikings.
I mean, referees, man.
Refs. People have problems with refs everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got problems with refs. Players have problems with refs.
Yeah.
Fans have problems with refs.
Yeah, I mean, you heard a lot of boos from the Kedzie Crazies after that play 2 plays ago.
Undoubtedly.
Leon Tana lined up in the backfield for the Vikings. Dominic Jones going to drop back to pass, airing one out, and it's going to be nearly intercepted in the hands of the Warrior cornerback there. 29 seconds to go here in this first half. Warriors lead the Vikings 7-0. Questionable calls and sloppy play has been the main theme of this first half for both teams.
What we're looking for is a recovery in the second half.
Yep. I'm sure Buzz is going to give one heck of a halftime speech
Undoubtedly.
to his guys, and I'm eager to see the kind of energy the Vikings come out of the locker room with in this second half.
It's going to have to be a new energy, and it's going to have to be a clean energy, I'll tell you that much.
Jones going to air one out once again, looking for Marion Scott, and nearly intercepted again, and no call. Once again, a blatant pass interference not called. That is crazy, Kenneth. I don't know what you're seeing here, but in my eyes, that was a very clear pass interference. I mean, Marion Scott knocked to the ground on that one, and there was no flag. That's laughable.
This is when the conversations start about refs cheating for a team. That's what it is.
I don't want to. I don't want to say cheating, but I don't want to say that. But there's another flag on the field.
It's easy to see that perspective. Let me put it that way. People are mad right now as we speak. People are angry, and we've seen calls that should have been made. Anybody can see those calls.
Yeah, those were very clear, blatant calls, and it looks like the Warriors are going to get better field position here, and the Boo Birds are coming out. The Kedzie Crazies not happy at all with the officiating tonight by the sounds of those boos. And the Vikings sideline not very happy at all either. I wouldn't be happy either, kind of. That's tough.
I am not happy. I'm gonna be honest with you. The
Graham's gonna drop back to pass. Another flag on the field. He gets hit hard and almost intercepted by the Vikings. And there's a Warrior player down now.
Injury. Just 15 seconds left in the first half.
15 seconds to go here
And the trainers
in
are
this
on
first
the
half.
field.
Warrior player down on the field. Warriors lead the Vikings 7-0. 15 seconds to go here in this first half. And it's been tough to watch, Kenneth.
That it has. And
we're going to take a quick commercial break here on Viking Television. Keep watching.
A special thanks to our Viking Broadcasting Company's gold sponsors, Orthodontics Associates in Flossmoor, Forever Yogurt in Cherry Creek Shopping Center, Upsa Daisy Boutique in downtown Homewood, Fred Cheney Coaching Experience, Brian Peterson LJW Realty, and Team Mac.
Located on South Bennett in Chicago, the Mayfair Academy of Fine Arts is a school for the performing arts. Mayfair offers dance classes taught by professionals in ballet, tap, hip-hop, combination, and contemporary dances for boys and girls.
Want to learn to play the piano like a cool cat? Paws and Scales, a piano tutoring service run entirely by felines. With inspiring ability to jump so very high, our competition can't touch us. Paws and Scales, we teach humans how to play like animals.
First half, the Warriors lead the Vikings 7-0. It'll be a first down in what looks like very long, as the Warriors are going to take a knee and send this one to halftime. So let's see what changes both these teams make coming out of this halftime, because a lot of changes need to be made. Sloppy play on both sides of the ball for both teams. An extreme number of flags. We will be having an on-field report from our very own Maeve Van Etten, or
John Russell.
excuse me, not Maeve Van Etten.
John Russell down there.
But not yet. It's coming up. So stay tuned for that.
Halftime is getting prepared.
As it is youth night here tonight in Viking country. So there's a great halftime show that will be put on by the Palms team, the cheerleaders, and of course the band, along with the youth, the kids.
The youngins.
That's what it's all about, man. It's all about the kids.
Yes, the youngsters themselves out there performing.
The future generation of Vikings.
Indeed, indeed. Out there, they're going to strut their stuff. They've been practicing this week, too.
They have.
Preparing for this show. I want to see what they have to bring on the table.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they've got prepared for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Everyone's looking real excited. Large groups here.
We're going to take a quick commercial break here on Viking Television. When we come back, we might have a on-field report from John Russell. Keep watching.
Discover your future at Prairie State College. You'll find great faculty, affordable tuition, and flexible scheduling. With a variety of degree and certificate options, it's easy to discover the career of your dreams. The best part? We're right down the street. Register today at prairiestate.edu.
Located in Chicago Heights, Supreme Clientele Barber and Beauty Salon creates a friendly, carefree environment to get a quality haircut. No matter what type of hair you have, with awards and 5-star reviews, Supreme Clientele is the place to get your hair cut, colored, and styled.
Located in the heart of downtown Chicago, the University of Illinois in Chicago is known for its beautiful and its extensive programs of study. UIC is a vital part of the educational, technological, and cultural fabric of the region.
Everyone's a winner when they shop at Nissan at South Holland. Need a new car? $250 down and all types of income are accepted at 94 Nissan today. And buy a car from me, Durrell, and part of the proceeds go back to HF High School. So just mention HF when you come in and see me. It's time to play ball at 94 Nissan.
CrossFit Chicago Heights provides workout sessions at a high intensity to develop all kinds of strength and agility. Workouts consist of small groups or individual lessons run by trained fitness professionals. Come sign up now at CrossFit Chicago Heights. A special thanks to our Viking Broadcasting Company's gold sponsors, Orthodontics Associates in Flossmoor, Forever Yogurt in Cherry Creek Shopping Center, Upsa Daisy Boutique in downtown Homewood, Fred Cheney Coaching Experience, Brian Peterson LJW Realty, and Team Mac.
Welcome back to Viking Television. We've got a great interview for you viewers at home.
Hi everybody, it's halftime. I'm John Russell. I'm here with HF teacher Miss Banks. She wanted to share what she thought about the game so far. Miss Banks, the Vikings It's halftime. How do you think they played so far?
I think they're playing strong, but I think they're really in their heads right now. You know, we're a winning team, so I think it's hard to accept. You know, we have that 7-point deficit right now, but we're strong and we're determined. So I think they just got that mind right, and we'll come back strong in the second half.
So do you know why the offense couldn't get going like in this quarter so far, the past quarter?
I really don't. You know, it just
We try to spread joy with our product, with our location, with our staff members. You know, like I said, we are trying to build a happy place. Everyone deserves a happy place, and we just want to be that for our community residents.
Located on South Bennett in Chicago, the Mayfair Academy of Fine Arts is a school for the performing arts. Mayfair offers dance classes taught by professionals in ballet, tap, hip-hop, combination, and contemporary dances for boys and girls.
Want to learn to play the piano like a cool cat? Paws and Scales, a piano tutoring service run entirely by felines. With inspiring ability to jump so very high, our competition can't touch us. Paws and Scales, we teach humans how to play like animals.
Discover your future at Prairie State College. You'll find great faculty, affordable tuition, and flexible scheduling. With a variety of degree and certificate options.
That's why we're the official business systems provider of the Chicago Bears. Transforming workplace productivity.
Let's give it up for the HF varsity cheerleaders, accompanied by the cheer buddies. Give it up for Coach Xenia Boyd.
Located in the heart of Dallas,
Nice job, ladies.
the University of Illinois in Chicago is known for its beautiful
Now, how about a big round of applause by the HF dance squad, coached by Carrie Lynn Burrows.
Everyone's a winner when they shop at Nissan at South Hop. Need a new car? $250 down and all types of income are accepted at 94 Nissan today. And buy a car from me, Duro. And part of the proceeds go back to HF High School. So just mention HF when you come in and see me. It's time to play ball at 94 Nissan.
All you want to do is back better than
girls, and so being able to take a little time off kind of just rejuvenated my passion and my drive for coaching.
No one from the 2015 roster remained on the team, so Cruz and his staff had to start from scratch. They weren't familiar with any of the girls on the team, so tryouts took on a truly meaningful experience. Once the team was picked, the coaches tried to bring a whole new vibe to the team. Varsity co-captain Journey Barsh speaks on the changes Cruz installed.
It definitely just changed up the dynamic of the team. I think a lot of girls were just expecting to make the team because they were on it before, but Cruz makes everyone work for it every day. He's never had it before. He doesn't know who can do what until we come out and actually show him that we can do something. So I think that he just brings out a fight in everyone.
Cruz has not returned to a usual HF girls volleyball team though. The 2018 girls varsity team has a small lineup of only 10 players. Varsity captain Leah Sidbury tells of how Cruz has produced the best out of his new varsity team.
Cruz likes to emphasize high energy and versatility. He likes us to be able to play any position at any time because we are a small team, so in case anybody gets hurt, we can step in and be able to work together.
Cruz and the team are looking to be the best version of themselves this season and elevate their game to the highest level possible. The team is looking to rack up wins and always be competitive.
We're playing well right now. We're real competitive with everybody. I think right now we just need to win that one big game and kind of get us over that hump. But the girls are working hard. We're doing what we need to do, so we're in a good place right now.
The Lady Vikings have high expectations for the upcoming season. With the team and Coach Cruz back, a sea of wins is on the horizon for the Lady Vikings. For VTV, I'm Langston Johnson.
How many push-ups do you do every day? Maybe 10 or maybe 25 before bed? Whatever the number is, it fails to compare to one group at HF who has made doing push-ups a game day tradition. The HF cheerleaders don't just cheer at football games. They do push-ups after every score the team makes. Whether it's a 3-point field goal or a 6-point touchdown, the cheerleaders are doing push-ups. And so far this season, they're doing a lot of push-ups.
Okay, Treeland, she's going down at a 90-degree angle. Chest is up, butt is down. Danny, head is up.
Take, for example, last week's game against Bolingbrook. The team scored 29 points, but don't start thinking they only did 29 push-ups. The squad matches the amount of points every time the team scores. So by the time the game was over, the cheerleaders had done 61 push-ups. Against Stagg, when the team scored 46 points, the cheerleaders did 190 push-ups that night. Coach Boyd believes these push-ups are making her team better.
They're getting stronger and stronger, and they're getting better and better when they do those push-ups. I try to tell them that if you do them right, if they apply the right technique, they're going to get better.
The cheerleaders like doing push-ups as well. They say that it motivates the football players and is a good way for them to help maintain their strength. They also practice their push-ups at practice so that they are up to par for the games.
Well, we practice our push-ups at practice so that when we get out here, we won't be overwhelmed. And one time, it got all the way to 70 points, but we always have to persevere.
It's just a school spirit thing, just to support our boys. Doing the push-up, yes, at times it can be very hard and difficult, but we always push through very to the end. No matter what the score is, the cheerleaders will continue to go.
According to Jazz, the squad sometimes gets teased for not showing perfect push-up form. The team admits they may not do them perfectly and commented on their technique.
I think they do probably about a 7. They could do a whole lot better. They're not the real push-ups.
My grade I would give our cheerleaders is a B. Sometimes the crowd, they get on us about how we're not going down low enough. So we're really working on that during practice, but overall I give us a good B+.
In the 3 games the cheerleaders have cheered this year, they have done a combined 353 push-ups, and we're only halfway through the season. Keep an eye on this squad throughout the year and see if you can hang with the push-up crew. For VTV, I'm Jalen White.
What's up, Viking fans? Bone Crusher here with week 4 of Viking football. And this one was the big one, the rivalry that everyone was watching. This game was HF versus Bolingbrook. The two teams squared off last Friday on a match that seemed even on paper, but the Vikings were not having it. The first half ended close with a 10-point lead for the Vikings, thanks to a touchdown and a field goal from Ethan Lindquist. But in the second half, the Vikings continued to shut out the Raiders, and they scored 19 more unanswered points to beat the Raiders 29-0. Now, most of you have already seen this clip because it has over 15,000 views on VTV's Twitter. But it's so good, we just had to play it again. Leon Tanna is known for his big runs, But this bone-crushing play is something a little different. It came off a powerful stiff arm where he just slammed the tackler into the ground. Now that is pure strength from the running back. Congrats on the award, Leon, and great win, Vikings. This week is Neon Night in the stands, and the Vikings need your support against Lincoln Way West. And also, VTV's hosting a game day at 6 o'clock where they have a free t-shirt for you and a meal waiting just for you. This Friday, Vikings Warriors. Stay cool, Vikings.
Everyone's a winner when they shop at Nissan at South Holland. Need a new car? $250 down and all types of income are accepted at 94 Nissan today. And buy a car from me, Daryl, and part of the proceeds go back to HF High School. So just mention HF when you come in and see me. It's time to play ball at 94 Nissan.
CrossFit Chicago Heights provides workout sessions at a high intensity to develop all kinds of strength and agility. Workouts consist of small groups or individual lessons run by trained fitness professionals. Come sign up now at CrossFit Chicago Heights. A special thanks to our Viking Broadcasting Company's gold sponsors, Orthodontics Associates in Flossmoor, Forever Yogurt in Cherry Creek Shopping Center, Upsa Daisy Boutique in downtown Homewood, Fred Cheney Coaching Experience, Brian Peterson LJW Realty, and Team Mac.
We try to spread joy with our product, with our location, with our staff members. Like I said, we are trying to build a happy place. Everyone deserves a happy place, and we just want to be that for our community residents.
Located on South Bennett in Chicago, the Mayfair Academy of Fine Arts is a school for the performing arts. Mayfair offers dance classes taught by professionals in ballet, tap, hip-hop, combination, and contemporary dances for boys and girls.
Want to learn to play the piano like a cool cat? Pause and Scales, a piano tutoring service run entirely by felines. With inspiring ability to jump so very high, our competition can't touch us. Pause and Scales, we teach humans how to play like animals.
Discover your future at Prairie State College. You'll find great faculty, affordable tuition, and flexible scheduling. With a variety of degree and certificate options, it's easy to discover the career of your dreams. The best part? We're right down the street. Register today at prairiestate.edu.
At Proven IT, we dedicate ourselves to helping our customers succeed. That's why we're the official business systems provider of the Chicago Bears, transforming workplace productivity. Proven IT.
Located in Chicago Heights, Supreme Clientele Barber and Beauty Salon creates a friendly, carefree environment to get a quality haircut. No matter what type of hair you have, with awards and 5-star reviews, Supreme Clientele is the place to get your hair cut, colored, and styled.
Located in the heart of downtown Chicago, the University of Illinois in Chicago is known for its beautiful and its extensive programs of study. UIC is a vital part of the educational, technological, and cultural fabric of the region.
Everyone's a winner when they shop at Nissan at South Holland. Need a new car? $250 down and all types of income are accepted at 94 Nissan today. And buy a car from me, Daryl, and part of the proceeds go back to HF High School. So just mention HF when you come in and see me. It's time to play ball at 94 Nissan.
CrossFit Chicago Heights provides workout sessions at a high intensity to develop all kinds of strength and agility. Workouts consist of small groups or individual lessons run by trained fitness professionals. Come sign up now at CrossFit Chicago Heights. A special thanks to our Viking Broadcasting Company's gold sponsors, Orthodontics Associates in Flossmoor, Forever Yogurt in Cherry Creek Shopping Center, Upsa Daisy Boutique in downtown Homewood, Fred Cheney Coaching Experience, Brian Peterson LJW Realty, and Team Mac.
We try to spread joy with our product, with our location, with our staff members. Like I said, we are trying to build a happy place. Everyone deserves a happy place, and we just want to be that for our community residents.
Located on South Bennett in Chicago, the Mayfair Academy of Fine Arts is a school for the performing arts. Mayfair offers dance classes taught by professionals in ballet, tap, hip-hop, combination, and contemporary dances for boys and girls.
Want to learn to play the piano like a cool cat? Pause and Scales, a piano tutoring service run entirely by felines.
With inspiring ability to jump so very high, our competition can't touch us. Paws and scales. We teach humans how to play like animals.
So I'm here with some HS students here. I'm here with Kahari. He used to play football. Kahari, can you tell us a little bit about what's been going on in the game so far?
Well, the Vikings are down 7 points, and I think they're going to come back. They're doing pretty well. Shout out to Cole and Dominic Jones and Marion Scott.
And then also we got George Doiser. Doiser, can you tell us about how you feel about the game so far? What do you think the Vikings need to improve on?
I feel like the Vikings need to show a little bit more effort. They came out here like a little sluggish, but I think if they pick it up, then we can get back in this game.
And last we got Dennis Hagan. Dennis, can you tell us about the game so far? What you feel about it? What's your take?
I feel like the Vikings are just playing a little bit dry right now. Like they need to wake up a little bit and just put the game face on. We can win this.
All right, thank you. We appreciate all your responses. And we're going to go back to the players now. They're back on the field, so stay tuned.
We're back, Luke.
What's up, Viking fans? Bone Crusher here with the start of a... What's up, Viking fans? Bone Crusher here with the start of a new season. It's always exciting to have a fresh new team, but this new team has a lot of returning starters on both sides of the ball. And with a strong defense and an explosive offense, the Vikings will be a tough team to beat this year. And the Vikings showed off just how tough they were against Michigan City last Friday. The offense wasn't the only factor in this game. The defense was stellar, making some key stops and even putting up some points themselves. The defense was also responsible for the bone-crushing hit of the game. This happened when senior Isaiah Coe just picked up the quarterback and slammed him down the backfield. Congrats on the hit, Coe, and congrats on the award. Next week, the Vikings travel all the way down to St. Louis to play Lutheran North and hopefully stay undefeated. Congrats on the win last week, guys, and good luck on this next week. From the Bone Crusher, stay cool, Vikings. What's up, Viking fans? Bone Crusher here for week 2 of Viking football. And what a week it was. The Vikings traveled all the way down to St. Louis to take on a very good Lutheran North football team. On the way there, the Vikings made stops to Alton, and they even got to practice at Illinois Wesleyan University. Enough talk about the ride, let's talk about the game. The Crusaders had an early lead in the game, but the Vikings made a run later in the game thanks to some great touchdown runs by number 3, Leon Tana. With a great performance by Leon and the offense, the Vikings secured the win 34-14 against a tough out-of-state team. And now, the moment of truth. Who had the bone-crushing play? The defense made plays all game and held the Crusaders to only 14 points throughout the entire game. But it was this hit by number 10, LaVoice McCoy, where he absolutely stopped the runner in his tracks. Congrats on the award, LaVoice. This week, the Vikings play Stag at our house for homecoming. The environment is going to be electric, and we want to see you there. Next week, Vikings Chargers. Stay cool, Vikings.
The Vikings coming out of that locker room, they looked fired up. They're dancing on the sideline to the music being played. I'm looking forward to a lot of good things from the Vikings this half.
Absolutely.
As it's going to be fielded in the end zone for a touchback. So here comes the Vikings offense. Let's see if they changed up any game plans.
Probably some adjustments made here to prevent more flags being thrown and hopefully have us marching down the field very soon.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking forward to hopefully some flagless football.
Indeed.
They're going to hand it off to Tana to start the second half. He's going to be taken down at around the 30, bringing up a second and short for the Vikings. That's good to see. First play of the second half.
Good
Nice little gain by Leon Tana there.
Absolutely.
Excuse me, that's going to be good enough for a first down for the Vikings. Thought he was a little short on that one, but he was not. They're going to hand it off to Tana once again. He's going to get a decent block there for a gain of about 2 or 3. Vikings coming out of this break, seems like they're playing with a little bit more of intensity this half than they did in the last half. Kenneth, what adjustments are you looking to be made here?
I don't know if there's too much I can do. Looking at it from a coach's perspective, I think it's just playing hard and playing clean. What they were doing was working. It's just making sure that everything is going right up front, no holding calls, and performing every play.
Absolutely. Absolutely, as there's another nice pickup there, bringing up a third down for the Vikings.
Whole half of a football game left to be played here. A lot of performing left to be done, and more than enough time to come out and dominate a football game.
Absolutely. As long as it isn't completely dominated by the flags being thrown as the first half was, as Tana's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, bringing up a 4th and about 4 for the Vikings.
The Vikings hopefully looking to stay away from punting this half and get it to a first down somehow.
Yep, they will keep the offense out there. So they will need to convert here on this crucial 4th down, or else the Warriors will take over with great field position. Pay attention to the top of your screen, number 4, Marion Scott, as they could be looking at him. No, they're going to give it to sophomore Will Pauling, who finds a hole, and he's going to take it to 30, 20, 15, 10, touchdown Vikings. Brand new
what a
ball
way
game.
to start a half. Will Pauling, the sophomore, standing out, making great plays.
That
what a way
kid
to
has
get
some
the
speed,
crowd riled up. Absolutely. Will Pauling, younger brother to former quarterback Winston Pauling.
Yeah.
Coming out, doing huge things. Kid's been working. I've seen him. He's been in the weight room. He's been working on his speed, his flexibility, his strength. and it is showing when you can make plays like that.
Yeah, you bring up his speed. That kid has some wheels, Kenneth. I mean,
undoubtedly.
he saw the slightest of hole, and he took it to the house. As the kick is up from sophomore kicker Ethan Lindquist. And it's going to be no good. So instead of a tie football game here, it's going to be 7-6 Warriors lead.
More than recoverable here. This is what we're talking about. Coming out of the half, I don't know what was said in that locker room.
Clearly it was something that got the guys fired up, and if that play doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. Because that was a huge play there by sophomore Will Pauling.
Absolutely. As the boys would say, we've got a ball game on our hands now.
Absolutely.
Lincoln Way West, I'm sure, looking to recover from that great play by Will Pauling and the Vikings.
Vikings line up for the kick now. Short kick here. Fair catch called at the 35. So that will be where the Warriors and senior quarterback Grayson Grimm take over with a slim 1-point lead. 9 minutes and 25 seconds here to go in this third quarter. See if the Warriors can get something going on offense. Obviously, they scored the lone touchdown in the first half, but really haven't gotten anything much going on offense, as it's nearly picked off by Oregon State commit Winston Russell there. He's jumping up and down. I know he wishes he could have held on to that one. That would have been huge for this Vikings team.
Talked about the Warriors coming out in the beginning of the first half trying to demoralize the Vikings. The Vikings trying to do the same thing starting this second half.
Yeah, I mean, Grayson Grimm has gotten bailed out a few times because he's thrown some not great passes, some passes that have gone into the hands of defenders, and he's lucky they haven't been picked off, as Marconi is going to get the handoff there, a little pitch. And it's going to bring up a third and about 3rd and 6 for the Warriors.
Vikings defense coming out with the same fire the offense was. Big hits here.
Absolutely, they need a big stop here. Kenneth, the energy level and just level of intensity, it looks completely different. I mean, the Vikings look like a completely different team this half compared to the first half. I mean, I don't know what was said in that locker room at halftime, but whatever they did something right. As Grimm is going to air it out but overthrow his receiver. He was looking for his receiver, number 14, senior wide receiver Nick Gula on that play. Couldn't get him, so it'll bring up a 4th down for the Warriors, and it looks like they're going to be punting it on this 4th and 6.
What a way to start the half here for the Vikings.
Yeah, big time, big time. This is the Vikings team we're used to seeing. Quick touchdowns and a dominant defense.
Undoubtedly.
I guess it takes a half. I mean, they just had to warm up, you know?
They're here now, and that's what's important. It's how they finish that matter.
As Will Pauling, the man with the touchdown, is going to call a fair catch. So the Vikings will take over at their own 21.
Vikings.
Now, quarterback Dominic Jones has seen a lot more playing time this game than senior quarterback Cameron Wright.
I think Buzz is just looking to have somebody on the field who he knows is reliable. Cameron Wright, this is his first year here.
He's a transfer.
And Buzz he knows what Dominic is capable of. He had him last season. He started every game, and he's just looking for reliability and safety right now, I'm sure.
Absolutely, as Leon Tana, a gain of about 5. Comes up, he's favoring that right hand a little bit. I don't know if he got shaken up on that play, but he's going to stay in the game.
Leon Tana, a tough man, play through the small little bruises and scratches and strains.
They're going to give it again here to Tana, as he's going to lose the football, and it looks like the Warriors fall on top of it. And it's going to stay with the Vikings. So something that could have been a critical error for the Vikings turns into a first down. That's one way to do it, Kenneth. That's one way to do it.
Not the most favorable way to do it, but
no,
one of many ways to get it done.
A little bit of a scary way to do it, if you ask me. In a game like this, being played very sloppy on both sides of the ball from both teams. I guess that's the first downs we're going to see. As Dominic Jones is going to drop back to pass. Gets Will Pauling again, as Pauling almost shakes his defender, but taken down at around the 40-yard line.
A lot less flags starting this half here. That's always good to say.
That is good to see, but let's not speak too soon.
Absolutely.
As with the officiating we've seen tonight, anything could happen, Kenneth.
I'm just looking to keep a good streak going.
Absolutely. They're going to give the ball to Tana once again. He finds an open, and he's going to break to the outside, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds by the Warriors. No flag there. Looks like it could have been a personal foul, but ultimately nothing called. Now, Kenneth, if the Vikings don't come out of this one victorious, something that's going to be talked about a lot next week and leading up to the Lincoln Way East game, obviously that's going to be a huge game, number one team in the state. Something that's going to be talked about a lot is the calls, or maybe the missed calls by the refs.
Absolutely. We were discussing that during halftime.
We were.
And the officiating is just, it's
subpar, to say the least.
Questionable, And it's, like I said it before the first half ended, it's very easy for people to take it as the refs favoring a team right now. And will I say it's that? Absolutely not. But do I think that the refs should have made calls that they didn't? Yes. And do I think they made calls that they didn't need to? Yes. But if the refs can make the corrections these teams just did.
Tana gets a huge hole, and he's going to break a tackle, and he's going to waltz into the end zone for a touchdown, Vikings. We're going to take another look at this one. Tana got a nice hole there. And he falls into the end zone. That's going to give the Vikings their first lead of the night. Man, Kenneth, I've been commentating Viking football games since I was a freshman. And I've never had to say in the third quarter that the Vikings got their first lead of the night.
Yeah, it's unusual of the Vikings to take a lead so late. Even if even if it's fluctuating between who's in the lead, just for the first time to be in the lead during the third quarter is uncharacteristic of the Vikings. But the important thing is that they're in the lead now and that they do everything in their power to maintain that lead.
Absolutely, Kenneth. I mean, this Vikings team that we're seeing right now this is the team that we're accustomed to. I don't know what happened in that locker room at halftime, but Buzz said some good stuff, and we're going to take a quick commercial break here on Viking Television.
Discover your future at Prairie State College. You'll find great faculty, affordable tuition, and flexible scheduling. With a variety of degree and certificate options, it's easy to discover the career of your dreams. The best part? We're right down the street. Register today at prairiestate.edu.
At Proven IT, we dedicate ourselves to helping our customers succeed. That's why we're the official business systems provider of the Chicago Bears, transforming workplace productivity. Proven IT.
Welcome back to Viking Television. You're watching Viking football as it looks like the Vikings are going for two right here. Look for a handoff to Leon Tana. That's exactly what they're going to do, and he's going to walk into the end zone, putting the Vikings up a touchdown. So with the missed field goal last drive missed extra point last drive, the conversion on the two-pointer, this drive puts the Vikings up 7 points over the Warriors. So just like that, the script has been flipped. Great play here by the Vikings in this second half. 5 minutes, 37 seconds to go. Vikings lead 14-7. Kenneth, what'd you like out of that drive?
Oh, I mean, it's just coming out with intensity. And we've been talking about that, and it is just, and we're finally seeing it, you know. And that is something that I love. That Viking intensity is something that is hard to miss when it comes out. And it is a gorgeous thing, you know. And they're out here doing it and performing, and I'm loving every second of it.
Absolutely, as the Vikings are getting ready to kick this one off. It's going to be taken from about the 25-yard line as he gets a few blocks and a very nice return here. It's going to give the Warriors great field position to start this drive, looking to tie this game up. But this Vikings defense has been dominant this second half.
Absolutely.
Looking to continue that.
Vikings really picking it up. Defense is on the field now. See them talking, getting ready here. Scaring the quarterback a little bit that last drive.
Marconi taking the ball again. He's had quite the workload here tonight, taking almost every handoff for the Warriors. Him and Tana really have been the workhorses for both of their teams.
Oh, undoubtedly. And that's very visible, you know. And the coaches are obviously expecting a lot out of those players, and they are delivering tonight.
Oh, and a little trickery here by the Warriors. He's going to air it out and find his man wide open, and he's going to get into the end zone for a Warriors touchdown. Wow.
Back to a 1-point difference here on the night.
A huge play there for the Warriors. Great play. That was drawn up by their head coach. A little bit of trickery there on the reverse. Wow, I mean, that was just a great play all around by the Warriors.
Oh, undoubtedly.
This second half has turned out to be the better half of football for both of these teams as the kick is up and good.
And we're brought to a tie.
Brand new ball game here, folks, as it's all knotted up at 14. with 4 minutes and 50 seconds here to go in this third quarter. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're not going to take a commercial break. I apologize.
There we have Dominic Jones, quarterback. He's been performing tonight, getting things done. A lot of handoffs to Leon Tana, who has also been performing, getting one of the 2 touchdowns on the board right now.
Yeah, 32-yard rushing touchdown from Leon Tana, along with a 64-yarder receiving touchdown by the sophomore Will Pauling. Surprised we didn't hear the "he's a sophomore" chant from the Kedzie Crazies. But
seems to be one of their favorites.
It is one of their favorites.
Absolutely. I remember hearing that back when Kellen was just a sophomore playing on varsity.
Yeah.
Dominant defensive player for his 3 years on varsity.
A nice return there by the Vikings. They're going to take it over at around the 30-yard line.
So here comes the Vikings offense, looking for another touchdown.
They're going to hand it off to Leon Tana, who's going to break a tackle and is going to be forced down by, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Warrior defenders. It takes a lot to take that guy down. He's not a huge guy, Leon Tana.
No, but a low center of gravity and a lot of power will do it for you in the running back position.
Absolutely. He has been phenomenal for the Vikings so far this season and this second half. Already has a touchdown.
We spoke earlier on how he had big shoes to fill, and he's filling them quite nicely, if you ask me.
Absolutely. I mean, we did speak on that a couple weeks ago about him as it's gonna take nearly the entire Warrior defense to take that guy down.
Absolutely, still moving forward in a crowd of white and red there.
Yeah, but yeah, he's filled the hole that Justin Hall left. He's filled it in a huge way.
Oh, undoubtedly.
I mean, last week, rushed for over 250 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Tonight it's taken an entire defense to bury him.
Yeah. Undoubtedly. That's your favorite word, Kenneth.
Undoubtedly is my favorite word.
Dominic Jones is going to find his man open for a Vikings first down.
Looking to keep moving there, but knee hit the ground, so he had to stop. A little bit of dancing there in the student section of this
Student
song.
section's getting into it.
Just 3 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the third quarter of Viking football. Whole new game we've been watching.
Dominic Jones going to drop back to pass. Looking for Marion Scott, and he's going to overthrow him once again. Seen a few overthrown footballs from Dominic Jones in this game, along with a few underthrown footballs.
Yeah, absolutely. You just got to get a feel for it, I guess. He's found that sweet spot a couple of times and made some good throws, though. And I'm not doubting him right now or his offensive capabilities.
Oh, yeah. He just has to get into a groove. Passing. That's all it takes.
Absolutely.
They're going to give it to Tana once again. He's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and long here for the Vikings. They're going to look to convert for a first here on a crucial 3rd and long.
Can only imagine what's going through the coach's head right now. Coach Buzz trying to make a tough decision here. It's a tied ball game. He's got to do whatever's safest to secure the lead.
Tana lined up in the backfield with Jones. They're going to hand it off to him, and he's going to go nowhere.
Warriors snuffed out the draw play.
Tana didn't think his knee hit the ground right there. So he took off running, but ultimately will be ruled down. Bringing up a 4th and 13 as the Vikings send out punter / tight end Jack Schmitz.
Jack Schmitz, a man just picking up that position at punter here. Didn't have too much practice kicking last year. Long snapper, though.
As a ball is going to be down by the Vikings at the Warrior 24-yard line. So that's going to bring out the Warriors offense along with the powerful Viking defense.
Viking defense looking for a big stop as per usual.
Marconi tries to go off the right side. Not a lot of room there. Lots of Vikings.
Isaiah Cole slow to get up there off that play. Looking like he's going to be all right there.
Yeah, shaking up a little bit on that play.
Isaiah Cole stepping out of the game.
So we have a battle here as time is winding down in the 3rd quarter, about 40 seconds to go. As they're going to hand it off to their running back, Marconi. He's going to pancake a few guys there. Nice run there by the senior running back. But yeah, the number 4 ranked Homewood Flossmoor Vikings going up against the number 10 ranked Lincoln Way West Warriors. It's been a tough game for both teams on both sides of the ball. Luckily, we have not seen a single flag the entire second half.
Absolutely.
Which is good for the mind.
Yes, major switch up from the first half.
Yeah, at halftime, Kenneth, you and I were quite frustrated with the flags that were being thrown. And it's good to see that there has been none this half as the 3rd quarter comes to a close. We're deadlocked at 14. Let's go down to our on-field reporter, John Russell.
Hi, everybody. I'm John Russell here with Mr. Pauling, coach for the Junior Vikings football team, also father of Winston Pauling and Will Pauling on the football team, Winston Pauling, the Kedzie Crazies. Mr. Pauling, how do you feel the game's going so far for the Vikings?
Well, I feel like we've picked it up in the second half, so hopefully we can finish off the 4th quarter and walk out of here with a victory on youth night.
So how do you feel, what do you feel the Vikings could improve on for this last quarter? This is the last quarter, the game's tied. What do you think they can do now?
We just got to finish drives. You know, limit penalties, limit mistakes, finish drives. We got to score, I think we score 2 more times. We'll get some stops. We'll win the game.
Has your son had any playing time yet? Have we been seeing him out here on the field recently?
Playing time, he scored the first touchdown tonight, man.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. Everybody's doing a good job. They really came out the second half with a good mental attitude, took the ball that first drive, scored, set the tone for the second half.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pauling. This has been John Russell. Back to you.
Thanks, John, for that great interview with Mr. Pauling, of course, the father of Will Pauling, the man with the 64-yard receiving touchdown tonight for the Vikings. As Marconi's going to fumble the ball there, it's picked up by the Vikings. Winston Russell's going to recover it, and he's going to take it back. He's getting to the outside, and he's not going to be pushed out. He's taking it in for a touchdown. A huge touchdown there for the Vikings. Gives them the lead. The first play of the fourth quarter is a Vikings fumble recovery touchdown. No flags. It's not going to be called back. Huge play there for Winston Russell and the Vikings.
Quick thinking, quick on his feet. Winston Russell, another D1 commit. What a play there. He's going to the Beavers.
The Oregon State Beavers. They're getting a great talent.
If he keeps performing like that, there's not a doubt in my mind that he'll be just fine.
Oh, yeah. Winston Russell is a guy who potentially has some NFL talent.
Oh, indeed.
Great play there. That was really, I mean, if you saw it, I mean, he went to the outside. He ran about 15 yards vertically to get to the outside on the other side of the field as the kick is up from Lindquist. And it is no good. So the score will remain the Vikings 20, Warriors 14. As Buzz is talking to Lindquist a little bit here about missing that extra point. And that's kind of become a theme from Lindquist. He hasn't really been hitting those extra points, which is something that he has to do as a kicker. That's what he's here to do for the team.
Absolutely. Kicker has got to be able to hit those PATs, especially in crucial moments like these when you're dealing with a touchdown or less worth of breathing room.
Yeah, absolutely. And in a game like this, one single point could be the difference maker. You know?
Oh, absolutely. And when it comes down to it, it's just whoever's going to play harder and whoever's going to play smarter. And it's looking like the Vikings are the ones doing that at this moment. Coming back, taking the lead and keeping it.
And there's the first flag of the second half. It's going to be offsides on the Vikings. Or excuse me, false start on the Vikings. So they will re-kick this one. This will likely give the Warriors better field position.
Looking for an outstanding kick here from the Vikings. Quality plays. And hopefully, if we get a good one here, then 10 yards, 5-10 yards won't make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They just need to get a good boot off on this one. As you see the cheerleaders doing their push-ups out there, they got to do 20 push-ups as they New push-ups for every point scored by the Vikings. So the Warriors will start with some pretty good field position as they'll take over at the 36-yard line. Led by senior quarterback Grayson Grimm, who has had a great game tonight, Kenneth.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly. There it is again.
There it is again.
That's your word.
He has been performing, okay? And there's no doubt about that. He has been one of the major factors of the Warriors' offense here tonight. And he's been showing off, him and Marconi.
Just under a minute played here in this fourth and final quarter. Crazies are still here, still rowdy. They've stuck it out the whole game as they should for their Vikings team, especially in a close game like this, as Grimm's going to step back to pass, and it's going to be overthrown and nearly picked off by senior cornerback Jarrell Jackson.
Cornerbacks coming close to a lot of picks this game.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of picks almost on both sides from the Warriors as well. They've almost had a lot of picks. 2 to almost close the half there. But futile attempts indeed here.
Yeah, I mean, defense has played great by the Vikings. I mean, look at the score. They've only given up 2 touchdowns. And obviously, the last drive for the Warriors ended in a Winston Russell fumble recovery for a touchdown as Grimm is going to spin away from defense, and he's going to find his man for a first down. He's muscled out of bounds there. Nice little play there by Grayson Grimm. That's a good name.
Grayson
Grimm.
I
like saying it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like a character, you know?
Yeah. Sounds like he'd be in a novel or something.
Yeah,
Like Harry
it does.
Potter or something. I don't know.
Grayson Grimm.
Grayson
He's played
Grimm.
well.
He's a wizard, Harry.
He's a wizard with the football.
Indeed.
Marconi, senior running back for the Warriors, also has played a good game, getting a lot of handoffs, but he did have the fumble. And the snap is going to be fumbled. As I'm saying that, it looks like the Vikings fall on top of it. Let's see what the refs. Yep,
and the
Vikings football. Huge play there. Back-to-back drives. Fumble recoveries by the Vikings. That is huge. This is what we're used to seeing, Kenneth. This is what we're used to seeing. So with that fumble recovery, we'll bring up great field position.
In the fourth quarter, the Vikings are coming alive to close this game. They're not leaving with a loss.
Absolutely not. Leon Tana lined up in the backfield alongside Dominic Jones.
Duo we've become.
Cameron
very
Wright in
accustomed
motion.
to.
He's going to get the handoff. He's going to nearly break a tackle there. That's going to be good enough for a Vikings first down, it looks like.
And there it is. Vikings moving the ball very efficiently to start this drive. Lincoln Way West looking a little stagnant there as they line up for defense.
They're going to hand it off to Tana here. And he's going to go nowhere as he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 11 for the Vikings now from the Warrior 37. Tana lined up in the backfield once again. Marion Scott at the bottom of your screen. Jones is going to drop back to pass. He's looking for Scott, and he's going to find him wide open. As he's going to be taken down at about the 12-yard line. Huge gain there for the Vikings. They get a first down and will take over inside the red zone.
Number 9, Isaiah Stand back there. Great catch, wide open. Running his feet. Picking up those yards for the Vikings.
They're going to give it to Cameron Wright. Once again, he's going to pancake a defender. He's going to run it inside the Vikings' 10-yard line. 8 minutes, 45 seconds to go here in this second half, in this game. Vikings lead 20-14. And they're looking to add a little bit of insurance, a little bit of cushion to that lead as Lincoln Way West takes a timeout, and we are going to take a commercial break. Keep watching Viking football on Viking television.
Located in Chicago Heights, Supreme Clientele Barber and Beauty Salon creates a friendly, carefree environment to get a quality haircut. No matter what type of hair you have, with awards and 5-star reviews, Supreme Clientele is the place to get your hair cut, colored, and styled. Located in Chicago Heights, Supreme Clientele Barber and Beauty Salon creates a friendly, carefree environment to get a quality haircut. No matter what type of hair you have, with awards and 5-star reviews, Supreme Clientele is the place to get your hair cut, colored, and styled.
Welcome back to Viking football here on Viking television. The Vikings take over from the Warriors' 6-yard line as it's a 1st and goal for the Vikes. Cameron Wright lined up in the backfield. Looks like wildcat formation that the Vikings are in. Cameron Wright's going to hurdle over a defender and be taken down at about the 3-yard line.
Decent gain there in the red zone. Just got to fight it clean into the end zone here.
That brings up a 2nd and goal for the Vikes. Dominic Jones back in the game at quarterback, joined in the backfield by running back Leon Tana. Cameron Wright in motion. They're going to give it to him once again, and he's going to be taken down into the end zone for another Vikings touchdown, extending the lead to 26-14. Vikings add some insurance. And Kenneth, they got senior quarterback Cameron Wright.
It is. It's a beautiful thing to watch, Wyatt. It is. And like I said earlier, this energy, it's impossible to miss it. Once they turn the switch on, it's on. And they are just adding to their lead here and doing great things. And these are the Vikings that we have been looking for. And they've been dominating the second half.
Absolutely they have. I mean, they got Cameron Wright involved a lot as Leon Tana is going to get into the end zone and converts his 2nd 2-point conversion of the game. extending the Viking lead to 28-14. Just about 8 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Kenneth, what did you see out of that drive that you liked?
It was fast, it was aggressive, but most importantly, it was smart. People were getting the ball and doing the right thing after the ball was in their hands. A lot of people start to panic, break down a little bit after the ball is in their hands. Leon Tanner, he was finding the holes, he was dodging defenders, and Cameron Wright, he was being aggressive. He said, if it's not there, I'm going to make it. And I love that. I love aggressive football.
Absolutely. I mean, who doesn't love aggressive football, Kenneth, especially when your team is winning?
Absolutely. It's the heart of the sport.
A complete turnaround this quarter for the Vikings, or excuse me, this half for the Vikings. They've scored 28 points compared to the Warriors' 7 here in this second half.
Second half of football is a different half for the Vikings.
Absolutely.
It's been that way historically.
And the Warriors almost broke that one off.
Shoestring tackle by Javon Lee.
Vikings defense coming out here and looking to perform. Winston Russell most likely looking to repeat what we saw out of him previously. Looking like Isaiah Coe is back on the field here as well.
Isaiah Coe back from being shaken up a few drives ago. But also, like you mentioned, a couple drives earlier. Winston Russell, that huge fumble recovery, taken back for a touchdown. And then the very next drive after that, another fumble recovery by the Vikings. But it looks like there's a Viking down on the field.
Looks like he's okay. Round of applause for Malik Jones.
Looks like he's going to get up on his own power. So Marconi lined up in the backfield now for the Warriors. So he's going to get the handoff, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage by the Viking defenders. Bringing up a 2nd and 10.
Hands the ball up the middle. Short gain on the play.
Marconi has been running this ball relentlessly this whole game, taking a lot of heavy contact and continuing to come out play after play and get the ball and run, rinse and repeat.
There's Marconi once again breaking a tackle, and he's going to get a first down and then some for the Warriors.
Marconi, the workhorse of the Warriors.
Yeah, absolutely. Pushed out of bounds at around the 45-yard line there. It's been the heart and soul of this Warriors offense tonight.
Absolutely. Grayson Grimm and Marconi, the dynamic duo in the backfield here for the Warriors. I'm sure getting a large majority of the yards tonight.
Kazi Crazy's getting fired up for their defense, and a flag coming out from every single one of the refs simultaneously. So, false starts on the Warriors. So that'll bring him back a few yards.
Mistakes the Warriors cannot afford to make this late in the game with their point deficit growing indefinitely right now.
Yeah, Late in the game, down 2 scores. Can't afford to be making those kind of mistakes. And Grimm, bad pass there, gonna throw it right at his receiver's feet. That'll bring up a second down now for the Warriors, 2nd and 15.
Tough point to recover from here, especially with the defense playing so dominantly this second half.
Grimm gonna take it outside of the pocket and find a man open, but he's gonna drop it. Huh.
Warriors bobbling the ball a lot recently here.
Yeah. Can't capitalize on some good opportunities.
Absolutely.
It seems a little too late for those kind of mistakes. 7 minutes and 9 seconds to go in this game between the 4th ranked and 10th ranked teams in the state, as the number 4 Vikings lead 28-14 over the number 10 Warriors. Grimm's going to drop back for a pass, and he's going to find his man open. Good enough for a Warriors first down. Big play there by the Warriors, moving the chains. So a little bit of life here. 7 minutes to go.
Absolutely. There's always enough time left to win a football game. I am a firm believer in that statement. And 6 minutes will undoubtedly provide you with enough time.
Undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly.
It will.
Undoubtedly it will.
You love that word,
enough
Kenneth.
time.
You love that word.
Yes, I do. Without doubt.
Undoubtedly, that is your favorite word.
Undoubtedly it is.
6 minutes and just under 30 seconds to go here in tonight's ball game. Vikings looking to hold on to this 2-score lead. But, like you were saying, there's always time to win a football game.
Yes, yes.
Especially with 6 minutes. As Grimm's going to scramble out of the pocket looking for an open man. He finds him. Almost intercepted there. So that was same play that we just saw 2 plays earlier that the Warriors couldn't convert on. But that time they get it. Catch being made in traffic. There are 2 Viking defenders going up for that ball as well.
Ability to catch that ball in a tight space is very valuable for receivers. False start on the Warriors there. More flags being thrown.
Yep.
Late 4th quarter here. First and 15 for the Warriors.
Grimm is going to hand it off to Marconi, who's going to get a nice pickup of about 10 there. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 5. 5 minutes to go here in tonight's contest between the Vikings and Warriors. As the Warriors are driving here. 2nd and 5. Marconi lined up in the backfield. He's going to get the ball, and he's going to be taken down almost immediately by senior Isaiah Coe. And Isaiah Coe, Kenneth, has been having a phenomenal season so far. He's a little shaken up a few drives earlier, but
Yes,
he's
sir.
back out on the field. He's playing like his usual self.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He does enjoy the game. Love of the game is the most important thing. That's what brings him back out to the field. Play after play. I'm sure of it.
Oh, absolutely. Marconi is going to get the handoff once again. He's going to be taken down for a gain of about 1, which is going to bring up a 4th and short. Looks like the Warriors are going to send out, oh, excuse me, a timeout is being called by Lincoln Way West. So we are going to take a quick commercial break here on Viking Television. Keep watching.
Located in the heart of downtown Chicago, the University of Illinois in Chicago is known for its beautiful and its extensive programs of study. UIC is a vital part of the educational, technological, and cultural fabric of the region.
Everyone's a winner when they shop at Nissan at South Hop. Need a new car? $250 down and all types of income are accepted at 94 Nissan today. And buy a car from me, Duro, and part of the proceeds go back to HF High School. So just mention HF when you come in and see me. It's time to play ball at 94 Nissan.
Welcome back to Viking football here on Viking Television. Your very own Homewood Flossmoor Vikings lead the Lincoln Way West Warriors 28-14. But the Warriors are driving a little bit here. It's 4th and 4, and a flag is going to be called. This looks like it's going to be a false start on the offense. Number 55, who was that? Number 55, the senior offensive lineman, Nate Mahoney, jumped the gun a little bit on that play. So it'll bring up a 4th and 9.
Warriors are making some critical mistakes here.
Grimm's going to drop back for a pass, scrambling out of the pocket, and he's going to throw it right into the Viking defender's arms as he breaks a tackle, and he's going to be taken down at about the 30
flag on
eventually. There is a flag on the play. So if this isn't called back, you can call this one a Vikings win. And it's holding on the defense. So Vikings will remain with the ball, but they won't have the best field position. But with that turnover right there, that puts this game just as good as done.
Absolutely.
3 drives for the Warriors this quarter and 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
That's
the Vikings came out and set the tone this half.
They did, absolutely, as the Vikings offense comes down to a roar of applause. Tana is lined up in the backfield for the Vikings. And Kenneth, with this game going to be chalked up as a win for the Vikes, I think it's time to start looking forward to next week's game, which is likely the biggest game of the season against Lincoln Way East. Their homecoming game as well. So we will travel to Frankfort to battle the #1 team in the state. let's hope that all the Kedzie Crazies come out, as I believe they will be there and representing our school in a large amount. I mean, when HF goes up against Lincoln Way East, I mean, I know I'll be out there for sure, Kenneth.
Oh, absolutely.
It's always a treat when HF goes up against Lincoln Way East. Obviously, we lost to them at home last year, which was unfortunate. But 2 years ago, we beat them in Frankfurt. So that's going to be a great game to go to, great game to watch. Vikings ranked number 4 in the state. That is subject to change possibly with a win here tonight. 48 seconds, or excuse me, there's a timeout called. We're going to take a quick commercial break here on Viking Television. Keep watching.
CrossFit Chicago Heights provides workout sessions at a high intensity to develop all kinds of strength and agility. Workouts consist of small groups or individual lessons run by trained fitness professionals. Come sign up now at CrossFit Chicago Heights.
We try to spread joy with our product, with our location, with our staff members. Like I said, we are trying to build a happy place. Everyone deserves a happy place, and we just want to be that for our community residents.
Viking football here on Viking Television. 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go here in this game. The Vikings have the ball. It's a 3rd and about 4. They're going to hand it off to running back Leon Tana, who finds a hole, and that's going to be good enough for Vikings first down. He's taken down by 4 Warrior defenders. Always tough to take that kid down. But Kenneth, as we were saying, big game next week against Lincoln Way East.
Absolutely.
What are you expecting out of that game?
It's going to be aggressive the whole way through. It's going to be hard-hitting, aggressive football. You're talking about the number 1 team in the state. I know that the Griffins lost a lot of players last year, and a lot of people are expecting them to not be as good, but they are still top-ranked, and they are still dominating teams, and it's going to be a battle, to say the least. Absolutely,
as it always is when those two teams go up against each other. This year, it's going to be in Frankfurt. As I said earlier, it is the Griffins' homecoming game, and that would just be such a treat for all Vikings fans, for our team to go in there and steal a game from the number 1 team in the States on their homecoming game.
Absolutely. A win on the road is always great. Sets the tone for the bus ride back.
Oh, yeah. But bus ride back for Lincoln Way West may not be as enjoyable tonight. As the Vikings hand that off to Leon Tana, bringing up a 3rd and 9. Just about a minute left to play here tonight. We can chalk this one up as a W for the Vikings. Great game on both sides here in the second half. No flags, or no flags for the Vikings, that is.
Yeah, though.
Here in the second half.
The Vikings set the tone coming out the second half, and it really showed. I mean, they had a slow first half, but
Cameron Wright's going to take it here on 3rd down, bringing up a 4th and 5 for the Vikings. 20 seconds to go, clock winding down. This one's over.
Absolutely. Vikings lining up on the 50.
And the players will line up at midfield for the handshakes. Great game played on both sides between the Warriors and the Vikings. The Vikings come out victorious, 28-14, extend their record to 5-0. Thank you for everyone who tuned in to this game here on Viking Television. great showcase of Viking football. Stay safe, everybody.
You're now watching a Homewood Flossmoor High School Viking Broadcast Company student-run sports broadcast.